Gerrit, interest rates. This is the question we always get. Is it good to fix my interest rate? Can you answer this question?
To fix your rate or not, that depends on the cycle, the interest rate cycle. And as you know, we've just entered an upward interest rate cycle, which is still very low comparable to previous, to 10, 15, 20 years ago. When you purchase a property and you want a home loan, that's why we promote that you use a bond originator like Greendoor Home Loans, because we will promote the best interest rate negotiated. And a thing to remember is that if you want to negotiate a fixed rate, the banks will not offer you a fixed rate lower than prime rate. Obviously, they allow interest rates according to risk. And for that reason, they might load a 0.2 or 0.65 up to 3 point something % on prime rate when it comes to a fixed rate. So my suggestion would be that if you consider fixing your rate, to go and talk to your bank directly at that stage, ask them what the fixed rates are that they offer and the terms, and then do a comparable with your variable rate that you got at the moment, and then see how that will affect you. It's unpredictable really to think where the rate will make a turn in future, because there's a lot of factors that will affect the interest rates. So if, for me personally, I will still hang in with my variable interest rate, as we don't foresee that the rate will go to an extent where one should have fixed your rate 3 or 4 years ago.
Yes, and I think one of the things that you mentioned and what is important is the fact that interest rate is determined upfront, and that's the best to have choice from the beginning, not to just have one choice. After you then have a home loan, we have discussed this in the past, you can go back to the bank and, based on your history with the bank, inquire for a better interest rate. We call that a rate review. So that is advisable, but that is something that you have to do on your own with the bank. It's better not to fix your rate because they'll fix it at a higher interest rate. It's better to ask for a rate review to lower your rate, but then pay a higher interest rate. So make your debit order at the bank a higher debit order. And this will have an effect of you paying money in your access account and you're building up a positive credit record at the bank. But fixing an interest rate where it is not to your advantage is not advisable for us. And I think the misconception and myth and why people want to fix it is because I think at the back of our minds, we are still scared to go back to where the interest rate was at 22% or 15%. And I think that's an unrealistic fear. And that's why people want to fix their interest rate for maybe if that one day it goes to 15 or 22%. And this won't happen. It will happen slowly but surely, but it won't reach that interest rate very quickly. It would gradually happen over time. Yes.
I hope so, Amoré. We don't have a crystal ball to see what's in future for us. But for now, just be aware that the interest rate is still at its lowest. And even if it goes up by another 3.5 basis points, that will bring us up to 10, 11%, which will still be conducive to a good investment in a property.
Yes, good. Thank you, Gerrit, for your time. We appreciate it.
Welcome.